Hi class, today we're going to talk about the pattern of lunar phases. So, for the past 2 weeks, we've been having you guys go outside, look at the moon, and draw a picture of what you see. Right here is a picture of what kind of we want you guys to recognize. So, I'm going to come back to that picture, but for now, I want you guys to think about this question. What did you notice when you recorded a picture of the moon each night for 2 weeks? So if you're thinking about it and you're looking at your chart right now, you'll notice that about every 2 to 3 days, the moon looks slightly different. It's because its position in the orbit is different. It takes the moon 29.5 days to orbit the Earth. That means the moon's orbit cycle repeats every 29.5 days. So this cycle that the moon goes in is around the Earth, like we see in this picture, and you can see when the sun reflects on the moon, it creates a shadow on the moon. So we're going to talk about those different phases. The first phase we're going to talk about is the new moon. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move this for you guys a little bit. The new moon is barely visible and occurs when the Earth and moon are aligned and the sun and the Earth are on opposite sides of the moon. So, you can see right here, this is supposed to represent the sun and this is the Earth. So when the sun is reflecting light on the moon, we're seeing the back side of its shadow. So that's called the new moon. Next one we're going to talk about is the waxing crescent. The waxing crescent moon occurs when the moon begins to become more visible again after a new moon. So you've seen that, like the little sliver of the moon, and it's going to appear on the right side. So right here, this is where it's positioned in reference to, here's the Earth and the sun. And because it's coming out of this position, you're starting to see a little bit more of its light. So it looks like that. The first quarter moon. The first quarter moon occurs when the moon reaches the first quarter of its orbit around the Earth. It looks like a half a moon, and it can be remembered, the moon in a 3D shape. So right here you can see the sun is reflecting right here, so we're not seeing it. It's going to create a shadow, but on this side we're going to be able to see it. So it looks like a half moon, and it's going to be a half moon on the right side. The waxing gibbous. The waxing gibbous means that the moon is visibly getting bigger. We're able to see a little bit more, and it's kind of like a semicircle. So it's positioned right here. And you can see a lot of it, so don't be deceived. It's only like 3/4 of the moon, not the whole moon. And then the next one is going to be the full moon. So the full moon, I'm sure you guys have heard of this when you read fairy tales or hear movies. It's when you can see all of the moon. And it's because the sun isn't creating a shadow on it. The next phase is the waning gibbous. The waning gibbous comes right after the full moon, and it looks kind of like that 3/4 of the moon again, except for this time it's on the left side. So you can see that the sun isn't reflecting any shadows a ton, but right here we can't really see it on the visible eye. Then there's a 3/4 moon, and it looks like a half moon again. So you can tell that we're going in a giant circle. This is when you can see the half moon on the left side. So there's a big shadow on this side, and that's why we can't see it. And then the last one that we're going to talk about is the waning crescent, and it looks like a small little sliver of the moon on the left side. And it's because that sun is creating a shadow again. So just so we're clear, this slide was a template from Canva, but all of the information, if you need to refer back to it, you're more than welcome to pause this video, read the description, look at the placement of the sun and the earth, and just make sure that you're getting those right. So now we're going to go ahead and let you make your Oreo model. So this right here we know would be a full moon. And if it was on this side, I hope this reflects right on this side, it's on my left. I hope it reflects on my left for you guys. But it would be a waning crescent. And if I flipped it around and it was a little bit different, then it would be a different phase. And this one would be the new moon because there's no frosting on it. So go ahead and work with your partners, and I'm going to give you some time to make that model.